You're listening to Superpowers of the Soul on the Superpower Up Podcast, the show that elevates superpowers to the divine.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. This is Jennifer, founder and spiritual director of Soul Language, and this is Superpowers of Your Soul. And I'm with Mariel Alvavado. And the topic today is we're creating a self-developed plan. Welcome, Mariel. I'm so excited you're here.
Thank you for inviting me, Jennifer. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you.
You know, I love these conversations, and I love the conversations with people I like, and B, with people who I already know we're on the same kind of spiritual platform. So I always like to start these conversations with this question. So what do you consider the superpower of your soul for yourself? And then what do you consider the superpower of your soul for others?
The superpower of my soul. So what do I consider the superpower of my soul? I think the superpower of my soul is being able to inspire and someone into getting into action within their own unique brilliance. So I feel like I'm really good at, not just good at it, but I think that that's really my soul's calling is I can sit down with someone and help them tap into what's unique about their soul and help them build a business, because in my opinion, the highest spiritual calling an individual can have is being an entrepreneur. So I think that I'm really good at inspiring action and inspiring them to actually get into action with who they are, get in alignment with who they are, and action with the things that they have to do in order to create profit and really live in their purpose. I don't know if I answered it.
And what do you consider the superpower of your soul for yourself?
The superpower of my soul for myself. Oh, so that was in terms of other people. So you're saying something just for me?
Yes, just for you.
My superpower is faith. I've been able to faith and belief. I've had that from childhood. So it's just part of me, like just knowing that it's just a deep knowing that I've always had, that I have a direct link with the divine. And that for a long time, I couldn't say that out loud because it sounds so like I don't know, to my ego mind, it kind of sounds like, well, who the heck do you think you are to have a direct link to the divine? But the truth is I've had it forever. So I think that's my soul calling. Is that what you had? Does that make sense? Okay.
So, we often talk about sacred purpose and sacred mission. And I think so often, people are, their sacred purpose is all about doing. But I believe that your sacred purpose is what you're profoundly here to experience and then offer that experience to others. What do you consider your sacred purpose?
My sacred purpose, and I guess, I answered that more in the first question you answered. So my sacred purpose is working with others to get them in touch with their creative soul and help them build a lifestyle that honors and profits from that. I can do it all day long. Whenever I am working with someone, it actually kind of makes me feel guilty how much I enjoy it. Whenever I work with someone and I get them in touch with the creative, their highest creative soul self, and help them build a business around that, I don't know if I get the same enjoyment out of anything else more than that.
And I think that's really important. I think so often people think about their sacred purpose, the doing part of their sacred purpose, as something that should be hard, that they shouldn't have fun at, but it's that thing it's that, what I call it, the bus ticket, right? That gets you where you want to go, that the divine has provided to you, for you, and for others to be of service, both giving and receiving. So I love that. My last question before our break here is, Our soul usually shares a common theme with us. What has been a common theme that your soul has shared with you?
Common theme that my soul has shared with me. I think one of the common themes that I've always had is being able to, is the ability to, is that we all have the ability to connect. And only when we are truly, truly connected to every aspect of ourselves, the good, the bad, and the uncomfortable, can we really find our true power in everything. So, everything that I've gone through in my business on my own, and what I see in my clients is when you can marry all the parts of yourself and honor yourself, and honor those parts that we all, those different parts that we do have. That's when not only your life comes together, but your creative projects, you're being able to show up for others, to help them, to even be seen. Everything kind of comes together when you start honoring all those different parts of yourself instead of like judging and doing that. So what I just said, I can actually apply that in marketing. I could apply that in copywriting. I could apply that to coaching in so many different aspects. So that's why I think it's kind of like a big thing.
Yeah,
does that make sense?
I think that when we feel separate, right, any separation, we are going to create suffering, whether it be big or small. And I think what you're saying is when you really accept that you're whole and complete, then your life reflects that. And there are different degrees about that. You might not feel whole and complete every day, but when you accept that you're whole and complete, that really allows you to bring that wholeness and completeness in everything you do. So before we break here, what is a way people can get in touch with you? How can they learn more about you and, experience your goodness?
Yeah, well, you can always go to my website, and my website is soul-edify.com, www.soul-edify.com, with the hyphen between the soul and the edify. Also connect with me on Facebook or Instagram. I am happy to accept friends into my Facebook personal profile, and on Instagram I am at _Mariel Alvavado. So those are probably the best ways.
Beautiful. Okay, everyone, stay tuned. We'll be back in a moment.
Are you here to change the world? Do you talk about things like vibration, frequency, awakening, and consciousness? Are you pretty sure you have superpowers? The Superpower Net is unlike normal coaching programs and conscious communities. We provide training, intuitive guidance, peer-to-peer learning, intensive one-on-one coaching, and a high vibrational network of people just like you. When you join the net, you get 24/7 access to a collaborative group of people who support you as you master your personal power and unlock your superpowers. If you're ready to use your superpowers to change the world, then join the Superpower Net today. Visit superpowerexperts.com/thenet to learn more.
Well, welcome back to Superpowers of the Soul, and today's topic is creating a self-development plan. So, why is it so important that people have a strategy or plan? And I like movable strategy, right? Not so you're so locked down that you can't be flexible. But why do you think it's so important that people create this kind of self-development plan for themselves and for their businesses?
Well, I think that planning is the highest type of self-care. I think that when you don't have a plan, whether for your soul development or for your business, you can just spend years on the hamster wheel, and I honestly feel like we are here for such a short amount of time that's why it's so important to take advantage of resources and experts and, and let the universe kind of fulfill your needs. Because, like working with someone like you, it's so important. I'm sure you have multiple stories of people that you've helped that, maybe didn't think that they could afford to work with you or whatever, but they just took the leap of faith and brought in and welcomed your expertise. It's just you get to where you need to get to so much faster. And I think that there's a lot of nobility in that, in looking to each other to get the answers and honoring each other's gifts. So yeah, I don't know if that answered your question, but I think, yeah, I totally believe in getting help and creating plans. I don't think I could be where I am without having had that multiple times. I always have a coach. I always have people on my corner that help me out.
Yeah, and I'm going to utilize planning as the highest form of self-care. I will footnote you, but I think that's an ultimate amazing statement. And so often, I'm a very off-road person, but I'm a very planning person too. So I can go off-road when I need to. I can, be flexible, but I think so often us people who are highly intuitive, highly innovative, get locked down about, oh my God, if I have a strategy or I have a plan, it's going to be a restriction, and it's not. It, literally allows for you to step into the flow more and really help direct the universe. So we're we're on the same page here. So
totally. It's that focus, right? That focused intention that you have. It's funny you're saying that, because one of the things that I teach in my coaching and courses is it's called the focus tool. And it's kind of like a goal setting, but it's really about creating that focused intention and an outline that allows, because the universe only follows intention, right? And focus, like whatever your intention, that's what's following. And it's still okay to have that and still allow the universe to give you serendipitous ways of having that. So I think that what you're saying is that a lot of intuitives feel like, oh, if I have such a rigid plan, I'm not allowing for the magic of it. But I think it's quite the opposite.
I agreed. And here's the thing. If you don't have a structure, a plan, or a vision, or a strategy, and there's so many different names for it, by the way, if you don't have that, pattern is going to take over.
Yep.
And, this is a way of you declaring, you moving the universal goo in the direction you want, and being consistent with your greatness of your soul, being consistent with the direction of your collaboration with the universe or God, cupcake, whatever you want to call it. And I think so often we resist that because we want to be in the flow, and everything like structure. And everything likes intention. And if you're not directing your energy, then who is, right?
Yeah, so, totally.
How do people go about, what is a small thing that they can start doing right here and now to help them kind of do this self-development plan?
The small thing that people can start doing right now, I think the small thing that you can start doing right now is meditating and just being honest with whatever your preferential deity name is, whether it's God or cupcake, and being honest with that energy about who you are and what you want. One of the most and I find this in a lot of stories and some of my clients in my own life as well. It's like those times when you hit rock bottom are the times that people have gotten so clear and real, right? With this other part of this with God, so to speak. Like I remember that scene in, what was it, Eat, Pray, Love, where she's on the bathroom floor and she's like, I don't know if you're up there or not, but if you are listening, this is what I want. Do you remember that scene?
Yeah, totally.
So I feel like when people do that, and that's something that you can do right here and right now, I think that is one of the most powerful things any individual can do, because it is you using your will and your intention to pour out what you want, what you feel. And those are just really powerful energies. And when you do it expecting an answer, I think it becomes even more powerful. So that's my answer. Yeah. If there's anything you can do right now, it's definitely go to the bathroom and get on your knees and ask.
And here's the thing. You don't want to get to a point where you're hit rock bottom.
Well, you don't have to, right?
So, if you're doing that, the biggest question I always tell clients is the easiest and the most profound question that you can ask is your soul and the divine is, what do I need to know today?
Well, oh, I love that.
And I think, thank you. And I think so often, it's been my experience that people do this connection with their mind, and only when they're in trouble do they embody the connection, that allows them. And my goal is to help alleviate suffering, so to embody the connection every day. So before I ask the last question here, if there's one thing that you want people to remember from our conversation today, what would it be?
Let your soul be your CEO.
Nice. Love that. So give out your contact information again before I ask my last question.
Okay. My contact information. You can go to my website. It's www.soul-idify.com. You can find me on Instagram at @Iam_Mariel Alvavado. And if you can find me on Facebook, I'll be your friend.
I love that. So my last question is, if you were a magnet on the refrigerator of your higher power, whether you call that God, universe, tree, Bob, what would that magnet say?
Repeat that again?
Sure. If you were on a magnet I'm going to use the word God because that's what I call my higher power. If you were a magnet on God's refrigerator, what would it say?
I am happy.
Nice. Well, I want to thank you so much for playing with me today and for being a part of this. So thank you so much. It
was my pleasure.
Every time I talk to you, I have such a great time. So thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer. That was awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate, you inviting me here.
You're so welcome. And if you liked what you heard, you can connect with me and all the other experts in the Superpower Net. And that's superpowerexperts.com/the-net. Don't forget not only to find your connection, but to be connected. Thank you, everyone.
Are you ready to discover your superpowers? Go now to superpowerexperts.com and take the Superpower Quiz today.